guys! So today I want to show you how I made this super cute bunny ears for my Haru cosplay. I really like the idea of being a cute bunny with super cute ears. So let's start! First we're gonna need a pattern. Because I wanted the ears to look exactly like in the anime, I took a reference picture of Haru from Beastars to draw them. What your ears look like totally depends on the reference you take. What we're gonna need next is fur. I take some white and long fur here because Haru is a white bunny. You can choose a different color if you like. I already cut it out in the shape of the pattern, but I left some space for gluing it together. When you work with fur, you have to look in which direction the hair goes. I like to work with the hair going down or up. This time I choose the hair to go down. We also need a 2mm EVA foam base to give the ears more stability. The next thing we need is a wire, so we can bend the ears. This also gives them more stability. To attach the ears to our head, we're gonna use a normal headband. We also need a lot of hot glue to glue the ears together. To cut everything, we're gonna need different scissors here. One of the important things here is a scissor for hair and a shaver to cut the fur in shape. I'm gonna use this cheap shaving set with a scissor and a shaver and some attachable things to have more control about the length. The first step after we cutted everything is to bend the wire in the right shape. I already did this step. I took the pattern as reference to bend the wire in the right shape. I took the wire 2 times here because it was so thin, but if you bought a thicker wire, you don't have to do this. So our plan for now is to take our fur, put the foam base in it, then the wire, and sandwich everything by putting the fur on the top again. After gluing the base to the fur, it should look like this. To be sure that everything stays in place, you can check if it's glued really safe. Now we're gonna take our wire and put it on the foam base. Then, after gluing it on, we will take our fur and glue it on everything. This step gonna need a lot of hot glue because we wanna work correctly here. So let's speed this up. Now we have to check the edges of the ear to be sure that everything is glued together or fix some gaps. Because I didn't cut the fur exactly like the pattern, it can be that the fur isn't overlapping perfect on the edges, but we can fix this after shaving it. Now that both ears are glued together, we can now start by cutting the fur in shape. Always keep your reference picture next to you to look at it. I started with cutting the fur away from the edges of the ear. I always kept in mind how my reference looks. After cutting the edges short, I'm gonna cut the center short too. But between the center of the ear and the edges, I'm gonna leave the fur long. This mixture of long and short fur lets the ear look more realistic and dynamic and not so boring. After I finish the inside of the ear, I'm now gonna go to the back. I also gonna cut the edges short here and the tip of the ear, but on the bottom of the back, I'm gonna leave the fur long. After finishing the first ear, I'm gonna start to do the same on the second one. After we finish the second ear, our ears should look something like this. Be sure that you did it symmetrical. But as you can see, the hair is not on the same length everywhere. That's the reason why we're gonna trim it with a shaver now. You have to be really carefully not to trim away the parts you want to leave long. Be sure to work slow and steady and don't cut off too much, because once it's cut, you can't put it back. After trimming the fur on the inside of the ear, we're now gonna go to the back. But again, be really carefully not to trim away too much fur, because we want to leave the bottom of the back long. After trimming the fur, I'm gonna take the scissor again, because now we want to thin out the tips of the long fur. This should give the ear a more natural look and not like someone have cut the fur. Now we take these fluffy parts of the inside of the ear and brush them straight out with our fingers, because now we want to give them a more natural look by cutting them in a gradient from short to long. We also repeat the step on the other long part on the inside, but the outer edge with long fur, we're gonna keep a bit shorter here. Now, our really cute bunny ears look a lot more realistic and not just like a fluffy blob. But they still need some shading. For this, I'm just gonna use a eyeshadow palette and brush it on with some makeup brushes. But keep in mind that eyeshadow isn't waterproof, so keep your ears away from water. Of course you can work with every other color you want to, like airbrush color or acrylic color. But eyeshadow is something everybody has at home and is really easy to work with. And again, you need your reference picture to know what color you're gonna use and where to put them on your ear. Haru's ears are a little bit pink or nude in the center, going out in a gradient to a really light nude and then to white. So I try to do this on my ears. After finishing the paint job, our ears should look something like this. You can now brush the long parts of the fur, but you can also do it later. Now we're gonna attach them to our headband. Don't forget to bend your ears in the right shape. I already did this here, but forgot to mention it. We are going to attach the ears on our headband, by bending the wire around the headband. Attaching them like this gives us a bit more control about how they sit on the headband instead of gluing them on the band. Also, we can change the headband later in maybe a white one. You have to be sure that the ears are symmetrical on the headband. And this was the last step for our cute bunny ears. So, I hope you enjoyed the video and don't be so mean with me. I know my English is not the best, but I hope you could understand me really well. So I hope to see you again. If you like the video, please leave a like or subscribe to my channel. I really want to make more easy tutorials so you could do your own cosplays. See ya!